everyone, this is Meg at Chasing Retro. I am here today to share with you in a series of installments that I'm going to meld together into one video what I decided to send my Secret Santa partner for the Secret Santa style hashtag Christmas in July swap 2024. This was a swap / Secret Santa event hosted through the month of July by several people, and I'm going to link them below. Carol at A Crinkled Path, Angela at Angela the Traveling Crafter, Bianca at BB's Closet Creations, and Sarah at New England Junk Journals. And all of the participants I'm also going to list below if you would like to head to their channels to see what they made to send off, as well as what they received from their Christmas in July packages. I will link their channels below. We have Pam at Pam Van E, Lorie at Enchanted Dream 71, Jovi at Creating with Jovi, Celeste at Woodland Inspired, Dolores at Dolores J. Rush, myself, Shawana at My Reality Crafts, Jodylea at Jodylea Creations, Patty at Just Journaling with Possum Patty, Sierra at Kool-Aid Craft Corner, MJ at My Paper Journey, Cara at Paper Confessions with Cara Mia, Trudy at Trudy Craig, Carol at Lily Rose Blue, Sandy at Wilhelmina Junk Journals, Angela at Create with Angela, and Darice with Blue North Crafting. And last but not least, two Canadian crafters, Hazel at Hazel Anaka Designs and Kathy at Grace Co. Paper Studio. So all of the participants and hosts will be below. Please check their channels out. My cats are having a little spat. Sorry about that. So my swap partner, I found out a little bit about her. She loves pastels. She's not a super big fan of true basic colors. She does love Christmas and winter, and it doesn't matter what color that theme is, she likes all. And then last but not least, her current styles or journals that she's working on were Home Sweet Home, Sewing, Unicorn, Bird, and Sweets. So I picked a few of the little journal themes that she is currently working on or will be soon, and decided to make a few items. So for this first package, we were supposed to create 3 tags in the style, either in the favorite style of or to go in the upcoming journals for our swap partners. So I will show you those first. I made a bird tag for her bird themed journals. This is a piece of, I don't remember who made this paper, but it's so beautiful. It's like watercolor birds, and then the back of it is like a yellow bird feather with some cool designs. And I used gold sewing thread, and I sewed around it in the little pattern. I think it's called herringbone, but I think, to me, it reminds me of the way a bird's feet look when they're walking. And then I used stamps to make chirp chirp and glued that down. And then I cut a little flower out of some antique lace that I had and glued that down. I made a tag for her sewing journals, which is, you know, one of my favorite themes ever. So this is like a vintage wallpaper type digital as a background. And then I have a sewing pattern envelope lady. And then I just sort of collaged some pieces from pattern instructions. And then I sewed a little button onto some fabric and vintage lace. I cut up a tape measure and layered it on top of some tape measure fabric, sort of a double layer. And then on the back, I have a little square of sewing pattern tissue for journaling space. And the third theme that I decided to create for her was the sweets journal. And I wasn't sure if it was like all desserts or if it was just candy specifically. I hope this will still be okay. I believe I received this piece in Happy Mail from Mary at Plethora of Paper probably 2 years ago. And I have had it in my stash since then, and honestly just have not had the chance to use it yet. And when I saw it, I was like, I really want to use this for my swap partner. So the only thing I changed was the bow was at the top, and I pulled it off and moved it down to the base of the lid. It's kind of got a close lid on it with, I don't know, acetate. Yes, acetate. And there's like a 3D drizzle on the cake and sequins. And the other thing I added was I used my gold thread in my sewing machine to kind of go around. I'm not the best at it. And added just so you could sort of see it on the paper. It wasn't very visible until I did that. And then I used hot pink thread, and I did this fun little sewing design around the edge, and I put some pink tulle at the top, and it's blank on the back. So those are the 3 tags. Let's see, I think I might layer them like this for shipping. And then of course, you know, we always have to put in a few extra goodies. So I put in some little Monopoly houses for her house and home, or home sweet home journals. One is plastic and one is wooden from a very old Monopoly game. And then I put some buttons for her sewing journals and 2 little sweets charms for her sweets journals. This is a cupcake and a donut. And of course, I tossed in some Sewing Pattern Ladies vellum stickers. And a Betty Crocker recipe card for candies, different types of candies, toffee and candied orange peel. Yum. I put in this coaster. I have a paper coaster that says "Welcome to our home." It's a beautiful embossed flocked white with green. And it's made by Royal. I didn't have anything unicorn in my stash at all. I was disappointed. So I put this in there just as a little bonus tag. It's some paper something that I bought from Amazon a while back came wrapped in. It's like a holographic pebble design. So I thought she could use this as a base for her unicorn journal. Maybe put a unicorn on here. I put 2 pages from I think it's called the Golden Book of Birds. This is a set of stickers, 1984 Hallmark stickers, unopened pack that I had, and it had lots of sweets. So I just put a whole sheet in there for her. And then also for the sewing journals, I had this McCall's pattern from 1972. And this is, of course, I believe a Mary Martin pattern. The pattern I took apart and used, but I kept all of the covers for these because I just love making these into journaling cards. So I thought I would share one of those with her as well. So that was my first package for my swap partner, and I will be adding what I gave her for the second and third package to this same video, so stay tuned. Hi again. This is part 2 of the video where I show what I'm sending to my Secret Santa partner. So this package, the second package, was supposed to be 3 supplies to use in crafting. So going along the themes that my Secret Santa partner had sent me, I decided on a few things. I bought some things and I picked a few things from my stash, and it's more than 3, but I did stay under the dollar amount that they said to stay under, so I hope that's okay. The first thing that I got or pulled out of my stash was one of the Work Basket magazines. If you're making a sewing journal, these are just invaluable for that. There's so many fun little patterns, and it looks like a sticker was stuck to that page and ripped off, but everything is still wonderful. All these cute little ads, which can be used for other types of journals as well. And there's little dinner menus in here. This is a 1959, so here's a crochet pattern for an owl and a baby bolero and tatting. That looks a lot like what I used in my Sound of Music journals. Store ad or catalog ad, and then some knit. So that is one of the items. I gave her some snap fasteners. Just these are fun pieces of ephemera to paper clip into a sewing journal. This is like a melon pink ribbon with some gold chevron. I thought this would go well with her unicorn journals that she's working on. And to go with that, I went to Joann's and I picked up a unicorn fabric fat quarter. It's got some iridescent silver. It's not showing really well, but it's like a metallic silver on the stars, and I guess those are called sunbursts. So that for the unicorn. And then I got some of this from my stash and wrapped it around a little card. This is just some variegated pastel glitter trim / ribbon. It's almost like seam binding. It's very thin, so it would actually be really cool in a tassel. For her sweets journal at Hobby Lobby, I found these adorable hard candy beads. So these would be great on a tassel. They would also make cute dangles. They're just the perfect size for a dangle to put on a bulb pin. And they're the colors that she loves, the pastels. So I grabbed those. And last but not least, for her bird journal, I found these adorable bronze, or I guess this antique gold bird pins. There's a hummingbird on there, which is super cool. And then 2 little flat birds, and then 3 relief birds. So I thought those were so precious. So that's what I'm going to send my swap partner, or Secret Santa recipient, for the second package. I'll be working on the third package, which is Christmas themed, and I will post that immediately after this clip to make a complete video of all 3. Thanks, guys. Hello, this is Meg at Chasing Retro for the final part of the video showing what I sent my Secret Santa swap partner, or just partner, in her very last of 3 packages. The last package is supposed to be a handmade Christmas item plus 2 more items to use in crafting. So I decided to make this package all Christmas themed, since none of my other ones really were. Just to make sure that it does fit the Christmas in July theme after all. So let me show you the craft items first. I'm dropping in, this is the little sack that I'm gonna try to put everything into. It may not all fit, but I'm giving her some 6x6, I guess you would call these title cards that I had in my stash. This one is a little more classic, and these are a little more rustic. This one can actually just be a general winter theme because of the greenery, but I guess this one could too. But I'm giving her those 3. I'm giving her this package of glittery green and red bows. They have the little ties on the back, but you can easily just cut those off and just glue the bow to a project. And these don't have to be Christmas. I saw a flip through this morning on someone's channel where they used this on a rose themed journal. Well, it was more of a Valentine's themed journal. So, and then last but not least, as an extra, I'm sending her this copy of Jingle Bells. This is early 2000s reprint, I think, but what I love about it is that the inside, they made pink to sort of go with the Christmassy theme. And this book is in really great condition. I've had it on my shelf for a while, and I've already made a journal using this one. So I knew that I probably would not make another one. I wanted to share it. I think these are some of Richard Scarry's very early illustrations, if I'm not mistaken. No, it's J.P. Miller. Goodness gracious, I always get that confused. Well, they do look a lot like Richard Scarry's illustrations. So cute. I love the little splotches of snow on every single page. So the back of it is also pink. So those are the little extra goodies. And then let me show you the handmade item. I decided to make a file folder portfolio ephemera holder, if you will. I have never made one of these, and I decided, you know what? It's time to try something new. So I found a few tutorials online and sort of combined them into one to make my own version of it. Here it is. Let me raise it up a little. This is made from a standard file folder. And I secured this sari silk with a vintage clip earring. And this silk is woven around twice, or wrapped around twice, and then I put it through here, but it is movable, which means if she wanted to take this out, she can. I didn't want to make it permanent. And it's a little bit off center. The front and the back have vintage gift wrap on them. I received this in Happy Meal, I think, and I found this at an estate sale. And then throughout, I used some collaging techniques and decoupaging, and I used some vintage Christmas sheet music. I put a piece here, I put a piece up here, and this is some vintage lace that I wrapped around the edge, and then a vintage handmade crocheted snowflake. I found these in an estate sale. I found a whole jar of them. Some were starched, some were not, and this is one of the non-starched ones. And then I attached this wire holly with little berries to sort of match the paper on the front. Okay, inside we have two pockets right off the bat. This is a applique that came off of a Christmas napkin ring. This is vintage gift wrap that was actually my grandma's. When we moved into this house, there was a tote of vintage gift wrap in the attic, and this was one of them. It was probably one of the oldest ones in the tote. So I'm using this a little at a time. And then another piece of that sheet music. This side is just a piece of gift tissue that had poinsettias. There's like a loose poinsettia theme to this, but not super themed. And then on this side, we have a page from a very old Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer Golden Book, and I picked this one because this little guy is hilarious to me. Sledding. And then tucked into that pocket, I have a vintage catalog page with some holiday items. This side is not quite so holiday, but we have some Santa soap and advent calendar and a fireplace fan. So that is just something fun, a little piece of ephemera. And then I have a cardstock little tag or journaling card, and I've punched the corners with my decorative punch. She said she really likes pastel Christmas, so I put a couple of things like that in here for her to use. I really don't have much pastel Christmas, but I gave her what I do have. And then this is a wallpaper digital from Tailor Made Journals, and I turned it into a tag and wrapped a doily around the top and some tulle with snow on it. And last but not least is a vintage tally with some holly berries. On this side, this is from I don't know what you call it. I think it's called an annual, and it was published every year, probably from the 40s through the 70s, and they're very large. They were library-bound copies that I found on a book cart at a seminary that my dad used to attend. We just walked in to see the library one day, and there was a cart with free books on it, so this was one of them. And it has a little article about the history of the poinsettia, which evidently has something to do with my state, which is neat. And then here's the song little piece that I put there. Here's another journaling card with punches on the corners. And here's a first issue envelope from Christmas '91, postmarked Houston, Texas. And a tag made out of vintage foil gift wrap, and I put a little poinsettia on top that's 3D. And last but not least is a handwritten vintage recipe card for cranberry fruit nut bread. Then the portfolio opens again to reveal 2 more panels and 2 more pockets. So on this side, this is a picture from a 1978 Campbell's Kid wall calendar. And I clipped, it was a very large calendar. This is half of the image, and I clipped the 2 kids on the far right side, and it had a little wish or something at the bottom, and then there's another sheet of that music. On this side is more of the sheet music as a background, and then I just collaged a few things on top. I have a stamp, part of a red doily, and a insert from a vintage catalog, like a garage decoration. Oh, these 2 pockets are vintage gift wrap. Actually, this is a digital. This is real gift wrap. This is a digital from Molly's Mantle on Etsy. I love this digital, and I put the song on top of that. I didn't want to cover this one, so this is actual vintage gift wrap. Behind this pocket, there's a book page from Hans Brinker and the Silver Skates, and then I put Away in a Manger right there. This is vintage from the 40s tissue paper that I decoupaged onto cardstock. I've been using this a little at a time. I found this inside a scrapbook at an estate sale. This is just a small decoupage tag with, I think the song was 3 Kings. I could be wrong, but I put him on there. Maybe it was something about bearing gifts, but I put him on there because he had the gift for Jesus. And then here's just a little journaling card with poinsettias. Here's one of my embellished dictionary entries for tinsel. It's glittery on the back. A little dry cleaning tag, a digital of a gift tag, I guess that's what it's called, and then a cutout from a postmarked envelope from 1975. On this side, this is from a Ideals publication, I believe, called Jolly Old Saint Nick, and I just put that picture. It kind of goes all the way down into the pocket, but it's partially covered now. And then this is just a little cutout of a stocking. This is a vintage coaster. I love these. And this is a vintage Christmas card. It's like a textured vellum. It's so cool. And it has someone's name inside. I love the way it feels though. So this was my first attempt at a folio. I think I like them. I think I'm gonna make more of them. I mean, you could give it as a separate piece, like a Happy Meal for someone, or just a teacher's gift. But I really might experiment with making one of these to put inside of my journals, make them the same height. And you can also layer some of the tutorials I watched. If I didn't have this pretty thing here, I didn't want to cover up, you can just leave the front somewhat plain and then just tuck in tons more ephemera, like postcards and antique envelopes with handwriting on them, and they just turn out to be so lovely. Some of the makers also, for this part, see how I left these 2 pockets open on the side? You could tuck in things that have torn edges or lace, and so it looks like things are just spilling out. I decided not to do that this time, but she can definitely add something because I left the pockets open. That allows you to have more of a shabby look, if you will. So I hope you guys liked this trio of 3 gifts that I sent to my Secret Santa partner. I keep saying swap. It's been so much fun doing this. I think I will join in again next year. I've never had a Secret Santa before, so it's been fun. I hope you guys have a lovely day. Talk to you soon.